Hey, Rifters, welcome to the show. Subscribe, rate, and review. This is coming out next week, so I got a couple dates. Huntington Beach, just February 28th at the Rec Room with TJ Miller. Get your tickets today, www.recroomhb.com. We got a great guest. Alan Lee will not be here. Victor will not be here. It'll just be me writing solo. We got a great guest. The great Charlie Berens will be here. Uh, you've seen him on MTV, you've seen him on Comedy Central, and he has a new stand up special coming out, I believe, next week. The great Charlie Berens is going to be riffing with us, and we're going to talk to him. We're going to get to know him, and I'm excited. It's going to be fun. We've been trying to do this actually for 6 months. And today's the day, ladies and gentlemen. Today's the day. As always, if you like it, subscribe, rate, review, tell a friend, and we'll see you next week. Enjoy, Charlie Berens. Hey,
Hello,
Charlie.
how you doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Good. What's going on?
Not much. Thank you so much for letting me interview you, pal.
Absolutely, yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, my how I came to know about you is my father saw you do stand up, and he told me that you were the funniest comic he's ever seen. And I was like, "What about me?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, he said you were funnier than me. I was like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Well, to be fair, if my dad went to see you, he would definitely tell me that you were funnier than me too. So, it works that way as well.
Yeah. And oddly enough, my father's name is Charlie as well.
Oh, no kidding. Well, you gotta tell Charlie I says hi.
And then
You
I
gotta
heard that you
seriously tell,
also,
tell your dad I says hi, okay?
yeah, definitely.
Here, I got
You,
I got a question for you. You want to see two sketches and you want to tell me which one you like more?
of course.
Got to approve this right now, so I figure maybe you want that. All right.
Uh,
Today's forecast is 56 degrees with a 10% chance of rain. And that's today's forecast is 56
So that's
degrees
with
with a
music.
10%.
yeah.
This is no one more. Tell me which one you like better. Here's the next one.
Today's forecast is 56 degrees with a 10% chance of rain. And that's today's
I
forecast
like
is
the music.
a 10%
Music? Okay.
chance.
Yeah,
Cool.
because
All
the
right.
music gives you kind of like that. Because it's a news thing, but it's like it tells you it's going to be a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, cool, man. Well, thanks for helping me decide on that decision. So yeah, what's cooking?
Not much. Before we start, is anyone else like going towards music, or are they saying no music?
I don't know.
Was I the only one you asked?
Yeah, maybe. Two cripes and see.
Like, is it 50-50 at least, or more towards music?
We're gonna ask the team. That's a good point. I'll let them ask the team and make a decision.
Yeah,
Yeah, no worries.
no worries.
Yeah. All
So,
right.
I wanted to start off because you have 11 siblings, and one of them's also named as Charlie too. Is that right, or is that wrong?
No, I'm what oh, you mean when I listed off the names in the
Oh,
special?
so you're naming yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I said I'm one in 12 kids. That's Andy, Charlie, Billy, Betsy, Maggie, American, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say there's two Charlies in the
No, well, I do
siblings.
have two sisters named Mary. One's name is Mary Ellen, and the other is um, um, Mary Kate. So,
Oh, I didn't know you were related to Mary Kate Ashley.
uh, Mary Kate Ashley. Did I say
Mary,
that?
Mary Kate and Ashley. I don't know.
No, no,
Terrible
two
joke.
Mary Kates, two Mary Kates. Mary Kate and Ashley, man, talk about huge Full House fan back in the day. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah. I actually opened up for Saget like the last 3 months of his life. So
Wow,
yeah. So
what was that like?
it was fun. I mean, I was getting close with him, but like I met him through Norm Macdonald, and I toured with Norm for 9 years. And
Wow,
yeah, so then when Norm died,
that's
Saget
incredible.
kind of like took over, you know.
That
So
that deal, yeah, wow, that's incredible, man. Super, super lucky. I mean, that's those are legends right there. That's amazing.
uh, so you have a new comedy special coming out. Uh,
Yeah.
is this like your first hour, or what kind of like what is this?
Yeah, this would be my first hour, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's my first hour, I suppose. And some of it is like newer, I guess, but other stuff I've been working on for years. So it's always kind of interesting when you put out your first hour because it's got a lot of memories go into that, you know?
yeah. Are you excited, or like are like when you were getting ready to record it, like what was going through your head on that?
Yeah, I mean, I self-produced it, so there was a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it was cool, very cool to do, and it felt so grateful and thankful for all the people, who were. I had so many people help with it, and that's really what I think you think at the end of shooting all this is just how as good it does or how as bad as it does. It was, there were so many people that made it possible, which I'll forever, really be grateful for.
yeah.
Really, really good folks. So.
Well, it's also kind of cool because we live in a day of age where, like, for example, we don't need like networks to produce the specials. We could just do it ourselves, and then we could sell them or whatever. But like, we could own the content.
Yeah, I certainly like that. My whole thing is kind of built off that. Um, you know, so because I would not have, and I did not get, roles that I auditioned for often, if ever. Wasn't really till I created one that I was, consistently booked, I guess we'll call it, you
Yeah,
know.
and so like before you got into comedy, you were interviewing people on red carpets and stuff.
Yep, I did carpet reporting. I did traditional journalism as well. I've done sit down interviews, kind of all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Who's the hardest person you've ever had to interview?
Um, I mean, Chevy Chase was particularly difficult,
Yeah.
from what I recall, but it could have just been an off day for the guy. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I've met Chevy a couple times. It's not an off day. It's,
Yeah, he doesn't do stand up or anything, does he?
no, but I wrote on Norm's podcast and Norm interviewed him.
Oh,
So yeah, it was he liked Norm, but like he didn't really like any of the writers when like we would pitch jokes or whatever. So like then Norm would say, "I actually wrote these jokes, not the other people." I don't know. It
that's
was,
fun. That's
but
fun.
yeah, I mean, so like I said, I met him at the Comedy Store because his daughter works there. So I guess he was just there to like pick her up or whatever. But
Ah,
yeah, both times he wasn't very
super
nice.
friendly.
Yeah,
He's got that reputation, that's for sure. And
yeah,
maybe he's just misunderstood? Question mark? Question mark? Give him a
Exclamation point.
out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I wanted to ask you, why do you think the comedians are like? Because like when you've also hosted a game show, and I wanted to ask you that because like a lot of game shows will hire comedians to host them, and I always find that like very fascinating because like when I do stand up, I don't like want to do game shows, but yeah, game shows want stand ups. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's basically because you want someone who's comfortable presenting information, setups, I guess, and then also someone who's got an improv background. I would assume it's a lot of improv, just because s- something weird always happens on game shows, you know?
Right.
But I think that's kind of a newer thing. Like, was Alex Trebek, like, what was his deal before he was Alex Trebek?
I have no idea.
You
Eh,
know, or Bob Barker. Was Bob Barker a stand-up?
No, I don't think so. But he
Yeah.
was like he had that cleansiness where like he was funny. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, yeah, no, I get it. I mean, so I was when I was first coming up, there was kind of like there was journalists, there was comedians, and then there was this hosting space. And that hosting field used to be massive. Like there were people that were hosts, there was training to be hosts. And then over time, the last 10 years, that pool has gotten less and less and less and less. And there's very few traditional hosts. Now they are influencers of some sort or comedians, because YouTube basically said anybody can host, and if anybody can, so I think it just became like they would get not just anybody, they would get anybody with a following to host their stuff as opposed to just anybody who was a quote unquote host.
Yeah.
So, and I think in that sort of when that's the period when a lot of like comedians started to get hired for these hosting things and influencers and stuff. I think I could be wrong about that, but that's just what comes to mind.
Yeah. And that's probably like something that like came in your path too, like
Um, like what do you mean on like comedy coming into my path?
yeah, like that's probably how, and they say, "Hey, look, you're actually funny. You should host this game show."
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah, that's basically it because I had the improv background. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think I was very good at hosting that show. You gotta find your voice before you start hosting, I think. Otherwise, it's comes across as a little corny, maybe,
Right.
scripted or read or um, yeah. I'm if I were to go back and watch those tapes, I would imagine they wouldn't be very good. What I would
That's
imagine.
like I would like that's the thing because like I would be such a terrible host. Like I don't know. I wouldn't even like my friend Jamie Kennedy, he hosted his own show and he was
Yeah.
good at that. But like he doesn't, if he did other stuff, I don't think he would enjoy it. You know what I mean? Because he created the show he hosted.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a different thing. I think if you kind of create, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he'll be like, I could do it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like if that even is something like with acting. Sometimes I think about like at one point I really would have done anything to be like on like Chicago Fire or whatever just to get a thing.
Right.
But now I mean I kind of think more of like it's less about just acting and it's more about like well what do I want to spend my time doing, to a certain degree. And maybe that's probably a very privileged thing to say. But I think it's not. It's also like even if you like creating your thing or like any comedian doing their thing and putting it out every week, it's like you only have so much time to put stuff out.
Yeah.
If you think of it more about a time thing and what you want to say, what you personally want to say, then that really limits the stuff that maybe you would do. But I guess it depends how important the other opportunities are. We've seen Chicago Fire before. Great show, but it's kind of the same thing every time.
Right.
So
It's like NSI, what you might call it.
NCIS.
It's like there's a new city each, and you're like,
Yeah. New city, same shit happens.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a murder. Okay.
Yeah. Which honestly is still entertaining no matter how many times you do it. It's formulaic, I think. It's a formulaic deal.
Now, do you find acting to be tough for you? Because I know you do some, but it seems like you care more about comedy. You know?
Um, I just care about telling the story, I guess. Boy, that's a pretentious way of saying it, isn't it, Charlie? Do you really just care about telling a story? Is that it? No, I mean comedy, yeah, definitely. But I was just talking about maybe like a horror film could be fun. But like projects. I'm working on some songs. Not all of them are funny.
Yeah.
They're all have funny elements in them, but it's just kind of like just staying open and enjoying it, really enjoying it, trying to enjoy it, and not always being in a place where you're rushing to the next thing, where you're enjoying this thing, and it's not just a deadline, but it's like something
Yeah.
that is a deadline, but you're having fun with it. And that way you don't wake up and when you're finished with all of it and you're like, what was awesome? Back when I thought everything would go away, it gave me this energy, you know,
Yeah.
uh, which I you definitely have that fear that all that would go away, but I'm trying to embrace that. That's kind of fun. It's kind of
Yeah.
exciting, you know.
Well, see, here's one of the things why I love about podcasting because, like, I mean, I think it's hypocritical for me to say, "Oh, I'll never do movies." If like a movie gets offered me, it's like, okay, I'll probably do it, but that's not where my heart is. You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
I like podcasting because it's like I feel I could learn more about comedy or writing or hosting game shows or whatever just to learn more about because I find that so fascinating where movie the only thing I would find fascinating is the script, not like actually acting.
Yeah, well, that's a good indicator that. Yeah, it's goofy.
Yeah.
I see exactly what you're saying, and at the same time, and then I'm almost bringing this up to question myself as well. Sometimes it's like sometimes you don't like something because you're not familiar with it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then so there have been things in my life that I haven't wanted to do at all. I didn't think I had time for it. I didn't think I would be good at it, and then I did it because people around me who I trusted said, "No, this is a good idea. Don't be an idiot." And I did it, and now I see life a little bit of a different way. So it's kind of tough. It's always finding. I think what you got to do, you got to do the gut check. You got to say, okay, do I want to do this or not? A lot of times it's no because we're just lazy as people.
Right. Yeah. People are very lazy. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, nothing against it. It's just like we're creatures of comfort. We're comfortable. We're not cavemen anymore. We're not used to like running away from saber-tooth tigers. But like, so if you sit there though, and you think after the fact, like, do you wish you could say you did this? And the answer is, yeah, for sure. Well, then you should do it, even if you don't really want to do it. Like, I like I like the idea that that's done and off my list, or not off my list, but that I did it. If you like the idea of you doing it, I think it's probably worth doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you and I should like get together and write a horror movie but it could be a horror movie, but it could be like comedy horror. Have you ever heard of that? Where it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities there. I mean, there's well, Get Out, most recently, I think really, I think I haven't seen a lot of horrors recently, I suppose. So I don't know if Get Out is most recent, but there's a lot of overlap in comedy and horror. Just
uh,
ain't a surprise.
in my screenwriting class, we watched this movie called Wait Until Dark, and it was like a 1960 movie. And it was basically like three people are robbing this blind chick or whatever, and it's a horror movie because it like that's the attention. But we're watching it in screenwriting class. I'm the only one laughing, and everyone's looking at me like I'm an idiot. But I see the jokes, you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
everything I watch. So
Yeah, that's all that is all that matters right there, you know?
because like it's
Yeah, and
funny.
it is. There's, I mean, you can recut all those scenes and turn it into comedy real quick.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, when you do stand up, do you do stand up like, do you take the mic out of the stand or do you leave the mic in the stand? Because there's
Uh,
people who
yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
I take it out, but you know, it's kind of fun to if you take it out to just do 20 minutes with it in
Yeah.
and see if you find something different in a joke. Sometimes you get it, sometimes to break yourself from a rhythm of telling a joke a certain way. Sometimes if you sit instead of stand, you sit on the stool and tell, your whole set that way, you can kind of find something else. But I take it out.
Yeah. All right.
You?
And me, I've never taken it out. Never once. Like, that's just how I don't know. That was just how I was just trained because I feel like the stand is like a shield between the audience. So like if they don't like your jokes or whatever, the stand is where it ends. You know what I mean?
You know what? You should try taking it out, and I'll try doing that for a whole show.
All right.
See if we learn anything.
Yeah. I'll learn. I'm never taking it out again, I guess.
Well, you gotta try it a couple times. You can never just do it once, especially something that won't hurt you, like taking it out of the stand. Because maybe if you get used to it, maybe you
Yeah.
find that maybe it's your thing. But
Well,
I don't know.
I don't walk around when I do stand up. A lot of people do, and I think probably that helps me. Like I just stay put.
Well, I mean, that is a bold and often a scarier thing for most people to just not move.
Uh,
So, but maybe, I mean, it's also like movement is another tool. So, I don't know. I mean, but maybe it's your thing. So what do I know? You know? I mean, I really don't know.
no, I mean I feel there there is no answer to anything. I feel the only reason why we as humans get better at comedy or even better at life is just by learning from other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we are the machines.
Yeah.
Learn from other machines.
I mean that's how I because no one's perfect and no one's not perfect. You know what I mean?
That's true. It's
So
all subjective. Wow, we're getting deep here.
yeah,
We're getting deep
philosophy.
here. Yeah, I know. I know.
What's your favorite type of cheese in Wisconsin? Because I know like they're a big cheese people.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Well, I like the squeaky cheese curds.
yeah.
Oh, you ever have yourself squeaky cheese curds?
No, no.
Well, you don't know what you're missing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, curds so fresh you put them in your mouth and they squeak.
Oh, wow. I like
Yeah,
the spray on cheese. The ones in the can.
yeah. The chemical cheese, like you just the cheese you can huff while you eat.
Yeah, yeah. You
That
just walk around and just huff it like it's an asthma thing.
yeah, something. Yeah, that's funny. I like my cheese with the some that destroys the ozone. I don't think it still destroys the ozone, but that'd be yeah. My favorite cheese is a cheese that destroys the ozone. Yeah, that'd be a funny bit if it were still a thing. But
And then but it'd be a cheesy bit.
oh yeah, God, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, it would. It'd be a very cheesy bit.
Now
100%.
I wanted to ask you because like COVID was terrible, but would you say that COVID, like a lot of people, uh, it kind of helped you in a way because a lot of people came to know who you were?
Um, I mean, I'm sure, yeah, it helped me.
Yeah.
Screwed the over the whole friggin' planet, but you know what? I came out okay. I mean, so
But you know what
yeah.
the you know what the question I was trying to say with the question, like, but
Oh, look, I do think I think in every I think I got lucky with the sense that I was doing this stuff for a couple years leading up to COVID. I was already in the habit of doing these videos consistently. And then when COVID came, everybody was locked inside watching videos on their phone, and I just so happened to be in the business of providing videos, you know? So
yeah,
doing them on a consistent basis and not at the whim um, of a production crew, or I'm sort of a self-contained crew. At least at that point, I think I was doing it all by myself then. But shortly thereafter, I started hiring other people to help me. You know, the folks who work with me now. So
yeah.
um, no, it did do well. Yeah, I think a lot of entertainment did well at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, because like everyone has, because like I noticed like my stand-up special, which I released, it bombed, but my podcast, my subscribers went up. So like I don't know if that's good on me, but
No, that's great. That's great. I mean, you were doing it at the right time, and it's super cool. Yeah,
yeah,
and good for
it
you to be, you know, be doing that at the right time too. You know,
yeah,
there was a lot of interesting stuff going on then, but to at least channel that energy, that anxiety or whatever it was into something creative. I mean, that's fun.
Now, do you enjoy doing interviews over Zoom or do you prefer to do it like at a studio where like people are there? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's always you always get a probably better interaction in person, but at the same time, you have more access. You know, it's a lot easier to say no um, if it's in person because it takes the whole thing out of your day. So I
Right.
think you have better access. You know, and people willing to give you a little time. You
Yeah.
know.
And
Uh,
it's like if you do it over Zoom, there's really no reason why John Cusack should say no, right?
well, yeah. Has he said no to you a bunch? Is that the deal?
No, no, I was just making a joke.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're all still gonna say no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I honestly, I suppose it doesn't matter. If I don't really know. But yeah, it's easier. It lowers the barrier.
Yeah. Now I got three more questions because I want to respect your time. One, I wanted to ask you, did you ever work with Stephen Root?
Um, in he was in Cedar Rapids.
Yeah, I never saw it, so I didn't know if you had the same scenes with him.
No. I was a PA. I was the walkie PA. I was getting coffee and charging walkies. And I was in one scene as a pool boy out of focus.
Oh,
Way out of focus. So no, Steven, he was on set I think a couple days on that. That was right when I graduated.
yeah, I think he's one of the funniest character actors, and I also feel he doesn't know he's funny. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, definitely one of those guys. Yeah, so oh my gosh, so super talented.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I see him in Barry, and I just think, oh my God, this is like this could be one of the funniest guys in the world. And then like when you see him on interviews and stuff, he has no clue he's funny. Like
Yeah. 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 No, I love people like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second question I had, what's your most random request on Cameo that you get?
Oh my gosh, that's a good question. Oh, I've gotten all sort of stuff. Well, I don't know about the most random, but someone had just had a baby the other day, and I was doing the cameo, and then my grandma, she was in the other room, and she thought I was talking to her, and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, grandma, congratulating Ed and Bethany on their new baby. Ed, I didn't know Ed had a no, not that Ed. And this all during kind of the video. I forget who it was for, but it was kind of fun. It was really fun. My grandma's awesome.
Yeah. So they got a 7-minute cameo.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that long. And I think my grandma, she was kind of playing along with the bit too. I think she kind of knew, but she's a real good actor, so it was pretty funny. Or just didn't know what was going on. I don't know, but either way, it was funny.
And then my last question for you is, when do you remember the very first time you did stand up, and how did that make you feel by wanting to continue doing it?
Yeah, I did it the first time at this open mic in Venice or Mar Vista out in Los Angeles, and I bombed, and I pretty much didn't ever want to do stand up again. But I did. It took me like 6 months to get back up on stage, but I eventually did, and you know, and found out how to do it. But yeah, my first time I was awful. It was awful.
I think everyone's first time's terrible. I remember my first time, and I thought I did great, but my family thought I did terrible.
Mm. It's always the worst. You know, one thing if you thought you did terrible, maybe it's better that way. Maybe it's better.
Yeah.
Plausible deniability.
My dad was like, I don't think people are supposed to walk out.
Your dad's a good man. Your dad keeps you right.
Yeah. Well, Charlie, where can people watch your new special when it comes out?
You can watch it on YouTube. It's coming out on YouTube. 222. It's called Midwest Goodbye, and yeah, and I'll be live commenting on YouTube while we're doing it and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited too. And then final question, where can the folks at home follow and support you at?
You can follow me. I'm plugging in so I don't lose you. Follow me anywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that. At Charlie Berens, and whatever. I'm there, and you can, follow along. Message me if I see that. That's always fun. Or come see the show on February 22nd on YouTube's. And I'll reply to comments in real time. We're doing it, I believe, at in the early evening. But just follow me, and you'll see the official posting here soon.
All right. Well, Charlie, thank you so much for spending time and talking to me. And hopefully, we were past meet. I would love to meet you in person and take you out for
Yeah.
a cheese thing.
Now, I would love to have some of your cheese. We'll
Uh,
do a cheese exchange. How does that sound?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be in Milwaukee in May for a week, so if you're not doing any
Yeah,
shows, yeah,
yeah. If I'm around, that'd be fun.
yeah, like because I open for
Any
TJ Miller
improv?
right now, so
Oh, you're doing TJ. Okay, cool. Well, let me know. Definitely let me know. I
yeah.
met TJ once in San Francisco. He's a very nice guy.
Oh yeah, he's amazing, so
Yeah.
I'm just really hoping he doesn't die on me.
Oh, why? Why?
No, that was a bad joke because like Norm
Oh,
Saget died.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh God, I'm surprised anyone brings you on the road. Uh,
All right, Charlie, well, I love you, buddy, and have a great day, man.
all right, love you back. Have fun. We'll see you.
All right, bye. All right, guys, that was my interview with Charlie Berens. Subscribe, rate, review, and tell a friend.